Your Dorado army is served.
Tasty.
So welcome, fellow members of the Esoteric Order of Gamers. We're about to play a game of Dorado.
On the specially made for this specific game terrain. Check it out. With specially purchased illuminated smoke clouds to give that true infernal feel.
The flickering fires of hell.
Yes, that's right.
We have a lovely chasm in the middle which is glowing with magma.
And over here, the forces ranged against each other are, of course, the infernal demons against an assortment we've discovered of Catholic, Papist and Protestant.
Correct.
Religious fanatics.
The Westerners.
The Westerners.
So it should be a good game, and it's certainly looking absolutely spectacular, and we haven't even started yet. So, Will, you've set up your army, so let's walk the audience through what you've done.
Well, these fellows came on first, within a range of 5, and then I had these damned ones of Sloth, which can set up a further 4 inches in, so they're advanced units, and of course the Flesh Demon, which is an ambushing unit, so it can set up in any opaque or hidden area on the map, including in the anywhere that's not adjacent to an enemy, basically. So I've put him there in an attempt to allay the effects of him having 2 arquebusiers up on a hill, which is in a very dominating position.
Those arquebusiers are led by my sergeant, however, who hopefully will be able to defend them from that horrific thing lurking over the edge of the cliff. Look at it! Sorry, how does it go again? Yes, the Flesh Demon. You may remember that from our last Dorado video. The rest of my forces are way over here on the right flank, led by George von Holbein on his steed, and followed up with a couple of
noble steed it is.
Followed up with a couple of Doppelsoldners, who are those very heavily armoured broadsword wielding swordsmen.
Lunatics, I think is the word you're looking for.
Lunatics. And behind them we have Alvaro Echeverria de Balaguer, who is a fanatic, independent, cleric, papist idiot, holding a banner there. And next to him, a missionary, another fanatic. They're all fanatics, let's face it.
Missionary in hell coming to convert the heathen demons.
Yes.
To the good Lord of the Word. Good word of the Lord is what I'm trying to say.
Good word of the Lord. Good Lord of the Word. Good Lord of the Word.
Let's go.
There is going to be charging, I think, and things happening over on this hilltop over here. I can see that possibly happening. Now remember, in this particular scenario, like the last one we played, the board is divided into 9 areas. At the end of each turn, you total your command for the units in an area, and you get a certain number of victory points.
2 for these, 1 for those, for him, 3 for me. So 3 for your opposition's home territory, 2 for the centre, and 1 for controlling your own. But you have to have a unit in the respective space that has command. Now, his command, I've only got 3 units: Infernal Ambassador, Azalea the evil rebel angel, and this fellow Fulke the Black, who've got command. So you may be wondering why I've stacked one side with 2 of my units that have command, and that would be a really good question that I didn't think of when I was deploying.
Excellent, you made a large mistake right from the start.
That's right, fundamental error from the beginning.
That's all right, because I find I'm a bit worried about my men on the spur here. I think they're going to be eaten by the Flesh Demon lurking behind there.
You're just standing there and this thing just comes crawling up over the edge. They're going, seen worse than that.
Yes, no problem. We've been down in hell. We're used to that kind of thing. So, folks, we're in amongst it straight away. First turn of the game, I got to move Aidan St. James over to the edge of the cliff, and he just pointed down there with his arquebus. That'll do. And fired into the fleshy parts of the Flesh Demon, and as Will pointed out, they're all fleshy parts. And did how much damage, Will?
3.
3 points of damage. However, it's now Will's turn, and we know what's going to happen, don't we?
Look at all those arms. They're all going swarm up that hill. Swarms.
Swarming up the cliff. Help me, Mummy! No!
And he's going to attack you in close combat. And because you are...
I should really turn around and get the sword in amongst it there. Look at that.
Terrified, so you suffer -1 combat.
I do, I'm terrified.
Yes, you are, as you would be. So you get -1 combat. I've got 3 combat. What's your combat?
My combat is 4.
Okay, so what? 4?
Yes, it is 4.
Even with a -1?
Oh, with a -1, it's 3.
Okay, so 3 each. We both roll 3 dice. Now, what's your defense?
My defense is 4.
Mine's 3. I've got to get a 4 or above, you've got to get a 3 or above.
Alright, here we go.
Oh, that's 3 hits.
Oh, 3 hits, and I roll
That's 2
5 and a
hits.
3. No, I had a needed 3 and above, didn't I?
Yes.
That's 2 hits.
Yes, so I did 3, you did 2.
Oh dear. Excellent. The flesh demon threat has been eradicated. My other arquebusier came up and joined the combat, and we got rid of the flesh demon. They're actually quite weak, though they do regenerate all of their points between turns, but you just never got to turn 2, so it was all over.
They never survive a turn to have an opportunity to regenerate, unfortunately.
No.
So,
Now he falls into the flames. Crispy burning flesh. Kentucky fried flesh demon.
this demon is going to run up here to the centre, and I'll activate this fellow over here, Fook the Black. He's got a movement of 3.
Yes, he's slow and lumbering
Slow dog, isn't he?
and large.
And I've got him out here on the flank where he can't do anything. What a brilliant piece of positioning that was.
So we'll just use the Ve Soli order to activate another unit after activating 1 unit.
So I move this demon forward, and then I use the B solo to move him forward. And now it's its turn.
So this is very, very handy, but it doesn't let you activate more than 2 units in a row in any one
That's
use. Right, so the arquebusier has just fired his weapon. Done how much damage?
How much? 3.
3 points of damage.
4.
4 points of damage. Excellent. Yes, run across the wasteland if you dare, because my men are up here with rifles, which they are now frantically reloading. So Asalia over here has just gone and created this lemure. Now, as we mentioned in the last battle report, lemures carry horrible spells with them.
Yes. So I'm going to invoke that spell on the lemure now. Hajna, Hajna. And it goes at a speed of 8. They can't run.
No, as fast as his tiny little demonic legs can carry him.
Yeah.
Oh no, here he comes.
And they're insignificant and invulnerable.
Invulnerable.
Can only be wounded by weapons with the power table, explosions, or blasts.
Oh dear.
It's also elusive, not affected by enemy control areas, and can move through them without triggering effects.
Sorry, Will, what did you just say?
So I'm an idiot. I've just seen about 3, maybe 4 things that I forgot to do last turn. There are so many abilities in here, lurking in these creatures. I've even highlighted them and I still forgot
Yes,
them.
the funny thing is that we have these reference cards that I've lovingly made.
All the information's on the back.
Well, just to make sense of it, we also have to write down little summaries as well, which we've both done. Oh dear. It's a great game, but man, there's a lot of little abilities.
Yes, there's a lot of little abilities.
So, we're at the start of the second turn, and as you can see,
We need to determine dominance.
Holbein over here is a little bit in trouble because there's a lemure with the spell that's going to come running towards him and
Yes.
get caught up in the legs of his
We discovered
horse.
that they can't be activated on the turn they're invoked.
Right.
But they're activated twice in a turn.
The horrible Wrath demon is trudging forward over the middle of the field and is probably going to meet these Doppel soldiers over here with the missionary behind them to spur them on. The guys up here are desperately trying to reload their arquebuses. Don't do that in time. And Alvaro, the Inquisitor, is running up, trying to catch up with his general to give him the advantage of his auras. And that's the state of play.
Yes, so dominance.
Indeed. A bit of action happening here on the right flank. Alvaro, the fanatical Inquisitor, ran forward expecting his general to follow up, but Will had an Infernal ambassador which cancelled my Ve Soli order, so I couldn't bring the general up as well. So
Treacherous insinuation is the name.
treacherous insinuation. So he ran forward with his banner expecting to get some support, but unfortunately no support came. And instead, the
Damned One of Wrath.
Damn One of Wrath has run forward.
Little
and
brother of this fellow.
has engaged him in combat. So it's one-on-one happening there.
Let's see. We've discovered that the weapon that this fellow uses is in fact the banner. It's called a gonfalon, a heraldic bearer.
Fucking die, you stupid damn scum! Here we go.
Flags fluttering everywhere.
1, 2, 3, 4 hits.
4 hits. We both played V Victus orders on that, getting an extra 2 combat dice, so 4 hits each.
Yes, and for me, hitting you over the head with the banner, that does 5 damage.
5 damage.
Subtract your protection.
Mine does 8 damage.
Ouch.
I've got no protection.
Ooh, 5 damage to you, 8 damage. Do I have any protection? Yes, I have 2, so 6 to me.
Alright.
And that makes me so angry that I become a fanatic because I'm wounded. My stats actually go up because I'm so angry at being wounded. Because I'm...
We got so caught up in the excitement of the heraldic gonfalon thrashing that we realised that Peter illegally played a V Soli move there,
Yes.
on a V Victus there, and it was in fact an order that I could give only to my unit.
So I can only do 2 hits. So yes, I have been damaged quite badly and I've only damaged him a little bit back. But I've survived. That's the important thing. There he is, Will, flipping through a rule book and discovering, of course, that the V Victus order can be used during an enemy's turn as well. But oh well.
So we got it right in the first instance, then changed our minds, and then subsequently discovered that we got it right.
Right.
First place.
Getting there. Anyway, in the meanwhilst, my General von Holbein has charged forward over here. He triples his normal charge movement and has engaged the angel figure.
Yes.
And the strange thing about this angel figure is that it's so white that every time I try and film it, it looks completely white, which is kind of appropriate for an angel. I'm
Yes.
trying to get a bit of detail there, but it's just impossible.
It's her aura of angelic inspiration. You
It
can't
is.
see through it.
Anyway, I'm about to give her aura of angelic inspiration the benefit of my horse's hooves in the head.
Fine, come on then, roll your dice, all 7 of them.
I will. So we've had an interesting combat then. I've gone charging in and I did quite a considerable amount of damage. In fact, I've beaten down half of her life points.
More than half.
More than half.
Yes, she's only got 5 out of 12 left.
And I haven't lost any hit points, but I have been stunned for a turn.
Her attack is an evil gaze, so while he came storming in with hooves and swords, she just stood there floating slightly above the ground because she levitates. Going,
Ah! So that's going to put me out of action for a whole round, is it? That's really annoying.
Excellent.
Is it just stunned 1? Yes, it is.
stunned 1.
Ah, dear.
Still worse, you could have had life drain 2 or immobilised. Or maybe consumed. That would have been good.
Did some good damage though.
Yes.
Now I think my bannerman over here isn't going to survive too much longer. Well, after that attack, Will has just brought his Lemure into contact with me and set off his spell, which is Plague of Unbelievers, which does damage to my general equal to his faith times 2. My faith is 3. 6 points of damage. That's just half of my life points. Bam! Gone like that.
So there you go. He took half of mine with a straightforward physical combat attack, and I took half of his with a Plague of Believers spell.
The end of him.
Yes, goodbye, Lemur. Your job is done.
Okay, Will is fighting back over in this corner. This combat is continuing. However, because I got hit last turn, I am stunned. So I get a -1 to my combat and -1 to my defense. So
I've created, in my turn, I'm going to create yet another Lemur, just here. And
now, that counts as a concentration action. Usually it's a focus action because it has special ability means it's a concentration action, which means she gets -1 combat and -1 defense too, so it kind of evens out.
so with the fact that we're both terrified, I end up with 3 dice, because I played a V Soli, and you end up with how many?
I end up with 5 dice.
Okay, so here we go. What did I need to hit?
My defense is 4.
I needed 4, I got 1, so you're slowed 2.
Slowed 2? Oh no, this is terrible. Slowed, stunned, it's not good at all.
You're probably going to chop my head off, so it won't make much difference.
Well, he's hoping, and I know all of you at home are all hoping that I'm going to chop his head off.
The head off.
What's your defense?
My defense is 5.
Here we go.
5. You're not going to get any 5s. You got 1 5.
1 5. Oh dear, there'll be no head chopping off tonight.
One measly 5. How much damage does it do?
1, that equals 3 damage.
Oh, close. Very close. She's only got 2 life points left.
Curses.
But you're slowed 2. What does that mean?
Slowed. That means that -2 movement, and I'm always the last to be activated in the company.
Excellent. So how are we going to represent that? We'll put some other
I will say,
white token on you.
so fine wargamers out there, that it's always good to have a bunch of these coloured glass tokens. They're really handy for doing things like marking activations. In this case, they're marking the reload abilities of those guys. We've got slowed for yellow, yellow for stunned, and slowed for clear.
And of course, this is in the absence of having some handy tokens with words like stunned, reloading, or slowed on them.
That's true. In fact, I think they made those for Dorado, but they're hard to find these days.
Well, something to look for on eBay.
Oh well.